Morning, folks. Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Legacy stream. This is kind of part two of this deck. So Discord user Daragon donated for me to do a brewing session on Wednesday night, and that video is up on YouTube already, where we built this deck and we tried a couple of games out in the kiddie pool, that is the tournament practice room, and today we're going to see if it has what it takes to actually hold up in leagues. So the idea is that we are a human Stompy deck built around this fellow right here, Rick Steadfast Leader. The idea is to dump either aggressive or disruptive humans onto the board and force our opponents to deal with them, and eventually drop Rick, who will give our creatures some combination of First Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink. And once we have 4 or more humans, he serves as a double lord, giving all of our humans +2/+2. So the initial version of the deck that we were trying out had Chalice in the main deck, but we were tripping over our 1-drops a little bit too much. Overall, the game plan of Accelerate out Thalia, Glowrider, Thalia Heretic Thar, and Sanctum Prelate was actually disruptive enough to get us a bunch of wins. The Kythions felt like the loosest slots in the main deck, but having 1-drops so that your aspirants and Thalia's lieutenants are a little bit better is pretty useful. And a lot of the humans that we might try to slot in are just not great. Like, there's a very large gap between something like Mother of Runes and Benevolent Bodyguard, and then a lot of the other things that I might play are just not humans. And because we need a whopping 4 humans to turn on Rick, phrasing, question mark, it's sort of questionable to play off-tribe cards like Giver of Runes or Spirit of the Labyrinth, even if they might be good. In our initial version, we had Containment Priest over Leyline of the Void, but then we realized that against a lot of decks like Reanimator, if we have Thalia's, Glowriders, Thalia Heretic Cathars, and Sanctum Prelate, if we make it to turn 2 or 3 and start dropping these bearers, we probably win. So the ley lines are supposed to help help bridge us to the late game. We're a little unsure about what Haymakers to play in this deck, or if we should be playing Haymakers, because Glowriders and Thalias can stack up pretty high and make this stuff hard to cast. But we settled on an Elspeth Sun's Nemesis to create multiple humans at the same time, or to just push a lot of damage, and then a couple of Armageddons, because destroying land is always fun for both players. Let's hop into a league and see how we do with this beautiful, beautiful deck. I'll say this a couple of times throughout the stream, but the Eternal Glory podcast is going to be recording a mailbag episode this week. And if you have any questions you want to hear us talk about on the cast, please go ahead and throw those up on Twitter, either at Eternal Glory Pod or at ThrabenU. And as turn 2 Glowrider, can't be stopped. Glowrider will also be uncounterable. Literally can't ask for anything more. I know what I'm about today. Damn. Yeah, Armageddon just feels good. I played some Limited with Armageddon recently, and let me tell you, it wins games. 1 green at instant speed? Crop rotation? Crop rotation. In which case, Thalia Heretic Cathar is probably the play over Glowrider. Oh, fuck. Hey, Nathan! Good luck with your challenge. Let me tick my sub counter up a little bit here. What are you playing today? Yeah, I don't know if I want to go so far as to say that I'm impressed, but I have been paying attention to the the bug shadow decks or the blue black shadow decks recently, since the Scourge got printed. It seems like it's time to revisit that deck. Yeah, I don't know that Oko belongs in that main deck. I don't know that you need Oko at all. It seems kind of weird to like add a life gain card into that deck, considering that you often want to. Well, I guess you don't have to use that mode. Like it seems like I'd rather take advantage of tempo with cards like Fatal Push, Dismember, stuff of that nature, Abrupt Decay, and then just like get my opponent dead with large creatures. But like Oko is just a dumb magic card, and maybe it's correct to just throw it in every deck as an option. When I've been playing against Bug Shadow, I've felt like I'm scared of losing in one big turn rather than I'm scared of losing to being whittled down over time, which is what Oko does. So bad things can happen here. My opponent can get something like a Glacial Chasm. Oh, and get something like a Glacial Chasm that can mess me up pretty good. Or they can cast an All is Dust, which is devastating. But if they don't, and they just do something fair, I probably just kill next turn. Do I need to worry about Ilugan? So my opponent has 9, down to 6, up to 15 mana. Minus 7 is 8. So I'm not in like crisis stage of this is just like tutor for Ulamog, play Ulamog immediately. Tabernacle. Good news is Tabernacle enters tapped. Bad news is everything else. See how bad it is. Oh, they just had it in hand. Oh no. Oh no. That was good. No. No. Yes. And sadly, no. The good news is they can't attack us with Olamog next turn. Unless they have another creature. Because if they attack with Olamog, whatever creature they play enters tapped, and I kill them. JK, I don't kill them. They go to 7. Now they can attack with Olamog. Fuck! Maybe I should have conceded there rather than show them more cards in the deck. But let's pretend that drawing Caracas wins me this game. It actually might. I can just like mill another 20 card. Nope. No, Caracas isn't an out. Because I'll just die for life total reasons. Well, we can get the opponent to 2, and then I die. Rats! So close. And like Tabernacle removing those lands plus Olamog was a really good play. Like props to my opponent for finding the line. We're gonna board in some Armageddons. I'm gonna go down a Rick and down a Sanctum Prelate. Sanctum Prelate is kind of a weird gamble because like you have Ugin and All is Dust to think about at different mana costs. So, I don't think it's crazy to play Swords to Plowshares here either, because I can probably just beat through giving my opponent 10 plus life, because like Champion of the Parish, Luminarch Aspirant, and Thalia's Lieutenant are all going to do work in that category. But I think when I'm on the play, I'm going to try to just get my opponent dead. Yeah, so this hand is aggressive while being a little bit disruptive. And if I draw the third land, this curves out really well. Beautiful. I think next turn I am playing Thalia's Lieutenant, then... Oh, I don't... I'm probably not holding Mom back. Mom is probably a 1-1 attacker here. Glow Rider is not bad. Like, Glow Rider stacking with Thalia is probably good here. Let's just do that. And then if we draw a land next turn, Rick is live for a crap ton of damage. Naturally drawn Tabernacle, get wrecked. I mean, that wouldn't be the end of the world, actually. I'd still have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage on board. This is like the dream curve. We put our opponents at 1 here. Let's go first strike and lifelink. This would have goldfished on turn 4 if my opponent didn't gain life. I just want to throw that out there. That's very good for a fair deck. Actually, and it's like goldfish on turn 4 with 2 disruptive plays as well. Alright, cast your crop rotation into a cloud post. What's the worst that can happen? Alright, Otter Lady, that's enough for one of the cube videos to go live. So I'm going to reset the sub goal, and I will get one of the cube videos uploading later today. Alright. Upload cube. Unless our opponent has another Glimmer Post, I don't think I can get like all is dusted here. This is 3, 6, 7. All is dust would cost 9. So it would need to be a 4th Locus or an Ancient Tomb or City of Traders. I think I gotta snip this curve. That's a good one to throw around on Twitter later. People will enjoy that. Hope you all are doing well this morning. Maybe this was the problem with deity, that it couldn't curve Thalia into Glow Rider. Yeah, maybe that's it. Makes sense. 3 stars out of 5, not enough Thalia. People do love The Walking Dead. Stream is off to a good start. What a curve! Send tweet. Yeah, this is a league match. We're out of the kiddie pool. Oh, oh, that was beautiful. I love it. Alright, so my opponent can, next turn, tap a Cloud Post to Thespian Stage, copy Glacial Chasm, and stay alive for another turn. So the question is, do I play another creature? I think the answer is no. I think the way that I can lose this is my opponent, like, Thespian Stage, copy Glacial Chasm for the next turn, play Cloud Post, then like play an All Is Dust or something through Glow Rider and Thalia. I don't think I play another card here. Now maybe I play another creature. Because my opponent can go like end step bounce Thalia, my next turn bounce Rick, and then if they play one more blocker, I don't have another lethal attacker. So this might be the point where I have to throw another creature or two onto the board. Let's do it this way. I haven't even heard of that card, let alone test it. Yeah, so my first question there would be like, what is in the rest of the deck that makes this deck not poop? And I mean that as a serious question, even though I've obviously phrased it as a joke. So white is not a great color in Legacy. Just throwing it out there. There's not very many Glow Riders to go around, so like you have to find other cards to put in your deck. And a lot of the other payoff cards that are for changelings would be in other colors. So I don't know that, like, compare it to something like ninjas that has payoff for changelings, where like the Yuriko triggers and like the unblockable aspects and the retrofitter boundaries are all good. I don't know that like changeling into 3/3 double striker is better than a lot of the other things you could be doing in Legacy. And the ninja's mana base is already like very bad. So I don't know that I would want to make that mana base worse for that as a payoff card. Glow Rider is a gentleman and scholar? Question mark. Gender ambiguous. There's a world where I want some of these Source of Plowshares on the draw. Over something like Mother of Runes. But let's stick on the plan where we would just kill our opponent. Oh. I don't think Sanctum Prelate is really where I want to be in this matchup. I'm gonna ship this hand. Armageddon is where I want to be. But I think I shipped this one. Yikes. Eh. Alright, I think on 5 I have to, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Believe in the heart of the cards sort of thing here. Hopefully my opponent's hand is equally a clunker and is just full of, like, forests. Fuck. Okay. Alright, I'm scared. Like, we have the source of cards I am looking for in this matchup, but my opponent might have a good hand, and my 5-card hand on the draw is probably not going to be fast enough if they can, like, play another Post or Locust this turn. On the play, like, this Thalia Heretic Cathar coming down right now would be so good. Pauses are good. Pauses are good. Fuck. Oh, this is the nightmare scenario right here. So there's a world where I'm supposed to play Thalia's Lieutenant this turn instead of Thalia Heretic Cathar, bounce my own Thalia, and then luck sack a 3rd land off the top of the deck in order to cast Armageddon next turn. But there's also a world where my opponent doesn't have, like, a creature right now, in which case curving Thalia Heretic Cathar into Thalia's Lieutenant is very good. I think I have to play with the cards that I have. I don't think I can play to get lucky. Actually, does this Goldfish next turn with the Thalia's Lieutenant? So I attack for 5 this turn, putting my opponent down to 13. And I have 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11, 12 next turn. Shit. Let me recount that. 5 this turn to 13. And 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11, 12. Yeah. Hmm. The issue is that if my opponent does have a creature now, it's probably going to be something like an Olamog, and that's going to exile my Caracas, and then I won't be able to cast any spells anyway. So I'm going to go for this line. Yeah, do I have Wastelands on this deck, too? I don't think I do. No, I don't have Wastelands on this deck. Yeah. I've got issues at this stage of the game where, like, my opponent is very far ahead on mana. Oh, actually, this line also is lethal if I draw a 1-drop, right? And I have a good number of those. Yeah, I think this line was correct, adding that into the mix. Cool. I can bounce their Golos. That'll work out well for me, right? Alright, this would be such a fucking hot Armageddon. Let's go. So the bad news is that my opponent has a threat in play. The good news is I'm not dead. A fucking indestructible land though. They have some mana. I would put our odds for winning at about even at this stage. That tilts the scales in favor of my opponent considerably. Especially with Maze of Ith, meaning, sorry, especially with Candle, meaning that they can actually maze 2 things in a turn cycle. Oh yeah, fine, Andy. We crush this game on the play. Land. Is Amaria's Call the land that also can make angels? Actually, I think with Ancient Tomb as our land, this is it. Yeah, PVDH, I think that's totally reasonable. Oh, Reapal Cheat, maybe you're right. Alright. We lost. That's okay. My opponent's All Is Dust there was really backbreaking, obviously. If they had gone like a Glacial Chasm route, or something like that instead, we have a better chance of being able to mise that one with the Armageddon. But c'est la vie. I think I actually lead on Plains, Champion of the Parish, rather than Cavern of Souls, Champion of the Parish. Oh no. Okay, but like, why do you play Lotus Petal before you Brainstorm? Thalia. Thalia. Storm is 2. We have our opponent dead in 2 turns. And I probably shut off an ad nauseum pretty quickly. I also might beat a show and tell with Rick. Let's get First Strike and Lifelink. Turn that into a 7/7 so that it can attack this turn. The other attack doesn't make Actually, does the other attack make sense? These are First Strike. If I attack in with everything and my opponent blocks a 7/7, I have 17 damage with First Strike. Yeah, because these are First Strike, my opponent's just dead to an all-out attack here. Like, they block this, and then they take 17 First Strike. Get wrecked, Grizzlebrand. Holy shit. That was a turn 3 kill. Just saying. We gotta snip that one too. Let's play some chalices. And if we're gonna play chalice, maybe we pull some of these 1-drops. I don't know how much I like our odds on the draw. I like our odds on the play. I might think about this one for a second. I think this is a mulligan. I think this is an example of a hand that has hate but can do nothing else. So this is a 6-card hand that presents no clock after playing a chalice. I think I'm just going to mulligan this one. I don't love this. But this is a hand that has the potential to be broken. So Thalia, Heretic Cathar, Glowrider, Chalice of the Void off the top. So that's like 16 cards. All make this hand just absolutely insane. I think the upside of this hand is like very, very, very much there. Current plan is to put Thalia's Lieutenant under Chrome Mox when I need to cast the Chrome Mox, although I probably don't need to Chrome Mox on turn 1. Caracas also a reasonable draw. Although I don't know that our opponent will go for Show and Tell a creature after what happened last time. That's not bad. I don't know that Chromox is a card this game. I think just like Thalia's Lieutenant this turn into Rick next turn is going to be better in the long term instead of Rick this turn, assuming that I draw more gas and I grow this as well. There's also a world where I play Caracas over Plains here, but there's value to be gained from sandbagging the Caracas. Champion of the Parish is now out of Pyroclasm range, which is nice. We are doing well against Show and Tell. Holy shit. Opponent doing the early concession there after Brainstorm locking themselves and realizing how much pressure they're under. We take those. All right, I'm going to take 30 seconds and run to the restroom. I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's battle. Well, that was quick. Yeah, this deck gets A+ on the Spiceometer. And we're actually just like murdering people dead, which is cool. Like, I know we lost round 1, but we were still doing relatively strong things. No! This is what I get for saying that was quick. Hope you all are doing well on this fine Saturday morning. I have been having fun playing Lego Star Wars, or not, sorry, not Star Wars, Lego Harry Potter with my girlfriend in the evenings. It's been a lot of fun. Just like cute, feel-good gameplay. That's a really good couch co-op game. Yeah, the world hates Paul. They didn't release the cards directly on Moto. If you bought the secret lair, you got a code that gave you the cards. So that's how you end up with those things on Magic Online. Jankophile, thank you very much for your support. Caracas? So I can lead. No. Okay, so this is weird. Oh, Wasteland's gonna be so good against me this game. Alright. I think I'm losing to Wasteland anyway, so I think I'm doing this. I'm looking to go turn 2 Thalia Heretic Cathar. And I'm gonna lead on the Ancient Tomb. So this is uncounterable, so hopefully our opponent has some fetch lands over there. I get some time walk effects out of this. As far as from scratch brews go, this one's pretty good. Yes, the tapped fetch land. Delicious. Sequencing. I can play uncounterable Thalia's Lieutenant followed by Mother of Runes and try to better protect the Thalia Heretic Cathar, and then play Rick next turn. I think that's my sequence. In case my opponent is show and tell, I don't think I want to show Caracas just yet. So let's just play basic planes. I have a floating mana from Ancient Tomb. I think they just killed themselves. Alright, so we're probably playing against Blue-Red Delver then. Let's get First Strike and Lifelink. And I need to hold back Mother of Rune's protection for right now. Once Rick's ability is on, I can consider attacking. I don't think I can do that quite yet. Bottom with Preordain bodes well for me. Arkham's Astrolabe? Okay, not Blue-Red Delver. Now I am not sure. Oh, that's hot. My opponent probably dies here, right? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, my opponent's dead. Is +2/+2 good? Unsure. I think assuming that my opponent is going to be some sort of controlling deck that like happens to play Days, like a Pokepile style deck. I think I'm gonna board in these 3 cards. Just like trim these and 1 Rick. Beautiful. I think I do play into Days here. Make them have it. And if my opponent uses a Daze or a Force this turn, there's a better chance that Prowlet resolves next turn. There's also a good chance that Thalia just gets like bolted this turn or something. I think I just play Aspirant. And then jam Sanctum Prelate next turn. Do I? Surely I do. It eats Days this turn though, which like sucks. Yeah, fuck it. Chat wants Armageddon. Give them what they want. Thought I had a lot of land. So much land. Holy crap. So I blew up 3 and then they had 4 more land drops in a row. That is rough. Alright, how am I playing this turn? It might not be correct to shove face because then my opponent can just make a food and eat. So I probably need to shove at least one of these at Oko. I don't know if I want to trade my Thales Lieutenant for Astrolabe. My gut says no, but I might just get wastelanded. I can still rip 1-drops. Attack Oko with 1. Oh, this is probably okay. That's 5 land drops in a row after an Armageddon. Just saying. Oh, that's good. If I attack everything at the opponent has to block one of the 4/4s. They let both 4/4s through. Good news for me. I win. I think I'm going face here. But leaving Oko alive is a scary prospect. Okay, what's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario for me is my opponent draws Dead of Winter and I lose Oh, I can't lose my entire board to a Dead of Winter right now if I take out the Astrolabe. Alright, go face. If my opponent goes snow-covered land, okay, that eliminates a lot of the single card outs that my opponent could have. So either one of these is lethal. My opponent can't go like Ice Fang and Swords to Plowshares. They can go up to 7 life, but then they can't also do another relevant spell. Nice! Morning, JD. It feels good to like get the little white creatures to the point where they're not just dying to a Dead of Winter. So that was really cool. And I am equally a PVDH fan. We played plenty of your brews on stream. It's Rick, Stalwart Leader, the Walking Dead card. Here we see it again. It is a very powerful human lord. Oh, oh, sorry, Steadfast Leader, not Stalwart Leader. Yeah, the Cardboard Live extension has been having trouble with the Walking Dead cards. And so have some of the other like bots and stuff. This may be a game where I don't lead on Cavern of Souls, and I just play like a counterable Kytheon because it's going to be much more impactful to play the Cavern on turn 3 and have it not get wastelanded. But now that I've seen Snow Covered Island, I'm more likely to just Cavern on 1. If it's Blue Red Delver and we get wastelanded, like it's a little bit of a kick in the teeth, but yeah, so the Ancient Tomb decks really want some source of removal most of the time because you're not necessarily good against Delver decks most of the time. Because when they drop something like an early flip Delver or a Tarmogoyf, the combination of that pressure plus the Ancient Tomb damage um, means you're often in a little bit of a scary situation in terms of stabilizing the game. This deck essentially calls fuck it, We'll find another way to win. Okay, so we're likely playing against Show and Tell again. If they don't cast Show and Tell next turn, I feel pretty confident that Uncounterable Sanctum Prelate wins game 1. And if they do cast Show and Tell next turn, I put in a Glow Rider and pray that they're trying to go for an Omniscience baseline that I can punish somehow. Okay, that's good for me. Ponder is very good for me. That was a quick shuffle. I'm going to search my opponent real quick. Ilgigio. No results. Do I just cast Glow Rider? Because if my opponent ends up being a Storm deck, things are awkward. Nah, I just feel like this is Show and Tell. And if my opponent goes like land, Show and Tell after I cast Glow Rider, I'll feel real dumb. Yeah, fine, Andy. I've had that joke queued up all day. I haven't had my chance to use it yet. Oh man, if they just play a sneak attack, this Thalia Heretic Cathar is so hot at stopping that. Strong. Yeah, that gets countered. And then I think this just represents lethal over 2 turns. Make our Sanctum Prelate indestructible, I guess. Oh geez, I didn't realize they bounced the Valk. Yeah, that enters tap now due to Thalia Heretic Cathar. What a beating. So what did we do before? Was it 2 of these and 2 Ricks? Or 2 Moms? I think it was 2 Ricks. Like I have pyroclasms to respect. So every colorless source is a source that doesn't cast a turn 1 creature. So that's the short version. I'm not sure whether I'm going to Chalice or Thalia next turn. I like legitimately don't know. Either one gets dazed. Thalia is better against Show and Tell. Chalice is slightly better versus a hand of cantrips. Thalia is replaceable. I think Thalia being replaceable means that I jam Thalia. Now, no attack here. I don't need to push that 1 damage. I would much rather protect my cards from Pyroclasm. Okay, so that was a bottom. Getting dazed is fine for me. I want the additional pressure that this offers. But I think I'm just going to jam a Chalice on 1. Okay. Save Mom or save Thalia. If my opponent doesn't have another Pyroclasm effect, it's probably just better to save the Thalia and just keep that effect in play and stack it with Thalia Heretic Cathar and stay aggressive. It means that this isn't exactly a live card in my hand, but I think I'm okay with that as a whole. Morning, Static Crypt. A second Pyroclasm will be rough here. But, like, and anything I do this turn results in a 2-for-1 if my opponent has the second Pyroclasm. Oh shit. That could be sneak attack activate. Quite good. All right. Maybe it's just better to play the Thalia to make... Now, cantrips are already awful. Let's just make sure that token enters tapped. Unless I just need to play Thalia as Lieutenant this turn to continue to push damage. I'm just gonna lose if they do have the creature in hand already. Unless I rip Caracas. Yeah, alright. I think I play Thalia Heretic Cathar this turn, then Thalia's Lieutenant next turn, and then both of my creatures can attack for a total of 7. Draw some cards. It'll be fine. I don't know about that line. Oh, jeez. That's pretty bad. This is probably the tipping point that I can't come back from. I'm going to play it out because if my opponent has me dead, they probably have me dead on this next turn. And there's very little cost to just playing one more turn. But my opponent probably just, like, draws 7, hits another creature, and I'm dead. Alright. We were live in that one. It's hard for the Hate Bears deck to beat double Pyroclasm, plus an additional Abrade on top of that. I'm not going to source the Plowshares for Arcane Artisan, which is maybe a 2 of. Like, it's not really going to have a target other than that. Swords of Plowing a Grizzlebrand is a rough proposition. This hand is going to do a lot of self-damage, but, like, turn 1 Chalice on the play is pretty good versus a Sneak and Show deck. And then I have uncounterable plays for the turns that follow. What's the consensus on Rick so far? How do you feel about this curve? How do you feel about a turn 3 Goldfish, where my opponent put a Grizzlebrand in play? It's been good. Actually, maybe I should have played nothing this turn so that I could put a counter on Sanctum Prelate to turn it into a 3/3 later. That's frustrating. So this one is going to go on 2 to stop Pyroclasm, since my opponent already has a Show and Tell effect in play. The next one will go on 4 for Sneak Attack, I guess. Tired Hand, thank you very much for following. Opposition Agent will probably see play as a 1-of in Legacy Humans. I think that's totally fair. I think it will be fine. Card will also see Vintage play. It's just a very, very powerful effect. Be a great time to draw like a Thalia Heretic Cathar. No. No. So if our opponent naturally draws the creature without cantripping, I lose. That's just where this game is at. I have 1 drops off, I have 2 drops off. I guess I can stop 3 drops. Like, there's the off chance that my opponent has a 3-drop removal spell, and shutting that off would be very good. Like, 0 only shuts off Lotus Petal. Like, neither 1 nor 2 is good right now. Your guy Grizzlebrand. I'm looking for Caracas, Thalia, Heretic Cathar, or Rick. Cool. um, all my lands are going. This Sanctum Prelate is going. Prelate on 2. This already survives a Pyroclasm effect. Oh fuck, I'm at 14. Just Ancient Tomb things. Alright, so our opponent was able to assemble combo piece plus Fatty without cantrapping in a way that beat Prelate, Dallas. Like, I don't. Okay. There's not much I can do about that. We played that one pretty well in my opinion, but the Arcane Artisan and Sneak Attack played it around what I was doing, even though I had locked like so many avenues for my opponent. And even if we had put one of the prelates on 4 so they couldn't sneak attack, they could still put it in via the Arcane Artisan, and it would have beaten me the same way, just at a slightly different speed. I think I do this too. I think I put the Aspirant under so that I can play Thalia's Lieutenant next turn, and then just be attacking for the most burst damage. Alright, now that one of those is removed, I'll play the Glow Rider here. This sucks if my opponent dazes, but it's pretty great if my opponent doesn't daze. I care more about Thalia's Lieutenant resolving, I think. terms of like days specifically. I think I'm still attacking. They really need a third natural bolt in hand to punish this attack. My opponent has not cantripped at all. Feel okay about this. And if they attack in order to cantrip, I potentially crack them back for 6 as a punish. I guess they would also need like another land to cantrip into cantrip. Which they did have. No, it's Glow Rider in play and Dreadhorde Arcanist they can. Yeah. Now that they've tapped mana, the Arcanist attack isn't good, right? Oh geez, you have Booting Mandrills? That's annoying. I'll hold that so that doesn't get wastelanded, because that can represent Rick mana through a daze. Alright, so the brakes have been pumped for now. I'd say the advantage bar is now in my opponent's favor. Alright, well, I look smart for not playing the Ancient Tomb, so that's always good. Yeah, advantage bar very clearly in my opponent's favor now. Yeah, draw Rick is the plan. The second mom is not bad. But my opponent gets to use their cantrips to find more creatures, and like every Delver, Tarmogoyf, Hooting Mandrels quality card that hits the board is just scary for me. Strong Troll, comical flop, I appreciate it. Oh, note attack with the Delver, even. I need to hold this Ancient Tomb for Glow Rider reasons, so if my opponent has like Force plus blue card for this Glow Rider, whatever. Alright. Red Hot. Thank you very much for throwing support this way. I do very much appreciate it, and it works towards our next sub goal. Alright, I think I do attack with Athalia's Lieutenant. I would be willing to tap one Mom. Getting game one against Rug will be huge, by the way. Fine Andy, thank you very much for gifting that sub. That makes us hit our sub goal. So now I have 2 cube videos to upload. So I'll have those go live probably Sunday and Monday morning. Yeah, I think I have 5 recorded. Yeah, we were drawing that other Glow Rider so our opponent couldn't keep doing their thing was cool, and it also meant that like that additional counter got on our creature, which was a really big deal. Yeah, they were at like 3 or 6 or something like that. They didn't have a lot of life to work with there. I think the Kithians go out, like we've been doing every game, and then I need to adjust 2 other cards. Yeah, so they weren't immediately dead on board, but they were in the abyss and pretty far behind. I think that's a fair point to concede. I think I'm going to junk 2 Thalia Heretic Cathars. I think the other 2 cuts are between Sanctum Prelate and Thalia Heretic Cathar. Sanctum Prelate's great on 1 and all, but we are bringing in 4 Swords to Plowshares to answer opposing creatures. No. This hand's tough. I think I throw back the Ancient Tomb. This lets me go like champion into Mom, and that puts a lot of pressure on my opponent to have bolt effects. I could also go Mom into champion Mom the following turn. And then, like, this is our end game as of right now. Please don't Arcanist me. Good. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So there's a world where I attack right here, because if my opponent dazes my Mother of Runes, I don't push any damage this turn. Let the record show that I have thought about that and decided that missing 2 damage isn't the end of the world. Yeah, I'm not super pleased with Moto's recent UI decisions. The light blue sucked. This also sucks. The more humans I have in play, the better Thalia's Lieutenant is, so I'm going to sequence Aspirant first. Still 3-4, still 3-4. I could get cheeky and try to do a Mom attack this turn. It probably wouldn't be punished, but I don't think I'm going to do that. And Oko's a little rough here. Yeah. I think it's okay to hit Oko for 1 less point of damage this turn to get a disruptive card into play. Fuck! Come on! Alright, is your last card Bolt? Yeah. Alright. We'll see if opponent just like goes aggro and attacks me for 6, or if they're going to like stop my Glow Rider effect. I think I'm gonna get to keep my Glow Rider effect. Yeah. Oh, that's a disaster. Alright, Oko's dead. I have the larger creature, but opponent has a Sylvan Library and 15 life. The good news is if I top deck a Rick quality card, my opponent is in very bad shape. I also don't know that my opponent can swing with their creatures this turn. Like the suicide attack puts them very vulnerable to death. I think I'm dead to exchange. I don't think I can attack in with Champion of the Parish, though. Yep. Yikes. So this exchange means that my Rick will no longer be giving +2/+2. Which is what, like, kills me here. There's some consideration to swap around sideboarding on the play, but I think I'm good with this. Like, these cards become better on the play. That's the second double Ancient Tomb hand I've had this match. Hmm. This hand is a little too soft to Lightning Bolt for my liking, but I don't think I get to do much about that. Um, doesn't like the 4-1 red-green trampler thing, colloquially. Isn't he just called Pickles? Or is that just something some of my friends randomly do? God damn it. Alright, I don't know that we beat that days. My opponent now has like so many good lines available to them. Let's try to play this around days. Shut off all the 1-drops that are hopefully locked in my opponent's hand. Yeah, giant Solifuge. Oh man, do you just have like Goif too? God damn it. I can't double. Well, I can't double 2-drop this turn because of the days that I know about. That's really frustrating. That's really frustrating. Like, that not resolving means that, like, Rick doesn't get to turn this game on a dime next turn. Yeah, and now, like, I'm working against the Ancient Tomb as well. So I can't tap the Ancient Tomb twice in order to, like, double spell this turn into Rick while also, like, having enough creatures. Ugh. What if I just play Rick this turn? I go to 6, I go back to 8. I can take 7 back. Then I try to double spell. Yeah, I guess I have to like go for lifelink this turn. Is it Vigilance and lifelink here? Might be Vigilance and lifelink. Another creature? Alright. 4, 7. Yes, I will take that and go to 1. And it's Hooting Mandrills? Okay, no, it's another Tower Glyph. Alright, that sucks. Talia's Lieutenant, keep me alive. Play it, I can attack with Rick. Yeah, maybe I'm not out of this yet. Oh, so you're telling me there's a chance. If my opponent's Delver flips naturally... Oh, I have to do some attacks this turn. Oh, that's my 4th human. That's actually probably huge. I need to attack with at least one creature. But in attacking with a creature, I can open myself up to dropping down the number of humans I have, which is awkward. Guess I need to attack with both of these. So if I do this, they can double block Rick, and then Prelate doesn't die, and I've gained 11 life. Or I can just attack with Prelate. And then try to re-enable Rick next turn. I don't know, maybe I don't lose if Rick leaves the battlefield. Let's just attack with a Prelate. I don't like that I turned their cantrips back on, but at least they cost 1 more. Land Oko. Ha 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 ha. My opponent has Hooting Mandrills. They are doing a really good job of drawing creatures this game. Hello? Okay, this is awkward. So I suspect that my opponent has an instant or sorcery on top because they top with Preordain, which means that I'm taking 9 in the air. I can cast a Sanctum Prelate at the cost of 2 life in order to gain more life back. So I can go down to 2, then buff my team by quite a bit, gain a lot of life. How much life exactly? So it's 3, 4, 5, plus 6, 11 life, putting me to 13 total life. Yeah, okay. I think this needs to go on 3, because my Swords to Plowshares is going to be important for me trying to finish out this game. This attack is also probably good. I'm going to get rid of the Trampler here. Alright, hopefully I put myself into a world. Oh man, super in bad shape now. But I think I need to keep my Swords to Plowshares live. There's no sorcery. No, there's a sorcery in the yard. No instant in the yard. This Thalia attacks is incredibly awkward right now. Don't think I can play Champion of the Parish this turn. I don't know, maybe I can. I can Source the Plowshare as a Delver, then I take 6 in the air going to 3, and I can jump block Tarmogoyf if my opponent does an all-out attack. Oh god, opponent's last card is that fucking Daze. Is Daze 4. If I go... No, it's fine, I'll still have 1 floating mana because of Ancient Tomb. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4 for Daze. Yeah, okay, that's fine. And I think I Source the Plowshare now forces them to return a land. Pick 6, top deck Rick, win game. Oh god, that Daze would beat Rick, because I can't tap the other Ancient Tomb to pay for it. Alright, I'm dead. I'm a little frustrated about that one. Yeah, I mean, the Rick-based lines worked out really well. I would have to like go back and walk through some of my lines to figure out whether I played things optimally. There were a lot of things that didn't work out that game, and my opponent did a surprisingly good job of playing through Sanctum Prelate on one that came down on turn 2 or something like that. They live so it goes. All right. This deck was pretty powerful. Like for a brew, this is quite good. Still like in about the same place as I was at the beginning of the stream, where I'm not sure if these should be just be a different card. Like I can play a more powerful but slower effect. I like the idea of having extra 1-drops so that like the aspirants and Thalia's lieutenants are better, and so that I have more lines that start with like champion into double 1-drop or something like that. It's okay to play something that's mediocre to fill a need of the deck and then sideboard into things that are going to be better for games 2 and 3. But overall, this was pretty enjoyable. Is it going to be like better than any tiered deck? No, probably not. But if you enjoy Stompy Shells, this is probably an okay place to mess around with in terms of a brew. Once again, thank you to Daragon for donating to make this stream happen. It was a lot of fun. We got to do some silly things, and we got to show off the power of Rick. So all in all, I consider that success.